What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today is the Super Bowl. Matter of fact, it just started about 5 minutes ago. And I wanted to tell a story, retell a story. I told this story years ago, right? And it was, I want to say 1996. It might have been 1995. One of those 2 years. The year is irrelevant, but that's how long ago it happened, right? I'm on the yard. And for the Southerners and the whites, that area is the top of the yard. I'm sitting at the table and I'm gambling. I'm gonna say his name. I'm gambling against Kurt Dog from Coco County. One of the funniest white dudes, funniest woods ever, right? That dude used to try to come up with, I remember one of the things he used to always say is, I'm Kurt Dog. I got a PhD in pimping, hogging, and dogging. And I used to take all his money on the pinochle table. So I'm gambling. We're playing pinochle, right? And I'm not paying attention. You know, I'm paying attention to the card game. Boom, boom, boom. And next thing you know, Kurt Dog, and he's a clown. Like, he was one of those dudes, you'll be on the yard with him, you'll be playing cards, and he'll be like, oh, get down, get down, get down, get down. And he'll, like, get on the floor like something's happening, right? Well, he does that. Oh, go, get down, get down, get down. Now, we don't get down, but he's like, hey, get down, get down, get down, get down. And I'm like, man, and he goes, look, fool. And he points. And the whole entire football field, there's a riot. Full-scale riot. And you got guys coming off the walls, other blacks running over there, right? And this is what happened. That day was the Super Bowl on the yard. They used to have sports. They had boxing there. They had baseball. They had basketball. They had football. They had soccer. And they would, people would form their own teams. You'd have team captains, and then there would be a fucking whole schedule. These teams are playing these teams. Well, it was the Super Bowl for the intramural, I guess is what they call it, right? Football, flag football. And the two teams that were in the Super Bowl, it was the Crip team and the Kumi team. And anybody that knows anything about the Crips and the Kumis are the black guys from the Bay Area, just so you know. Anybody that knows anything about the Crips and the Kumis in California prisons, they can't stand each other. I think when I was in prison, I saw more incidents between Crips and Kumis than Crips and Bloods. Those two groups just do not see eye to eye. So what had happened was the referees are not staff. They're not cops. They're convicts, right? And to be fair, there was one ref that was a Crip, and there was one ref that was a Kumi. And a play happened, and one of the refs called it one way. The other ref called it another way. And when you have these games, especially between groups that can't stand each other, there's going to be people on the yard that are gambling. So there's going to be money involved, right? And these two refs were at odds about the call. And what happened next was the two refs start fighting. As soon as they start throwing punches, the two teams, they get into it. Boom. And then that's when we noticed it. You had Crips coming off the wall because the football field was right there. Right, it was closer to the Crips than the Kumis, but you could see the Crips from their area rushing onto the field. You could see the Kumis from their area rushing onto the field. And everybody was just sitting there watching. And this was a different riot because it was something where it was just a fluke thing, and it was over a football game, and these guys were out there. No one had a knife. And it was an old school, just like a barroom brawl, but in the middle of a prison yard. And these guys were chunking them, man. The refs, they have vests on, and then eventually the cops fired their warning shots from the Mini 14. You know, of course they shot the block guns, but only 7 and 8 block, which was at the bottom of the yard closer to the football field. They're the only ones that could really shoot the non-lethal rounds. But then the Mini, I believe they fired 1, 2, maybe 2 rounds from the Mini, and it quelled the whole thing. And it ruined football for New Folsom at that point. It never failed. You know what? I can't say that. The baseball season got ruined because the Southern Raza hit one of their own right there. I was right there when it happened. That was actually a hit that happened where that one kind of fucked me up. Not scared me or nothing, but the dude was a big dude. He was from Easy Riders. A lot of people would know who he is. He was from Easy Riders, and he was a really big dude. And he had got hit in the county jail and changed his name, and that's why he lasted. He went through Susanville when the Southerners and the Northerners got into their war over there. From there, went to, I believe, I don't know if he went to the shoe, but he wound up in New Folsom. It wasn't until like almost 2 years later, somebody from Crazy Riders showed up and said, man, I know that dude, man. Why is that dude here? And he was going to hit him. It was a big thing. But anyways, the way he got hit, the sounds that he made stuck to me. I was like, I didn't expect it from somebody that big, I guess, is what I'm getting at. But there will be incidents where guys are trying to have fun and play a little football, and then the refs get involved. Guys are trying to have a baseball game, and next thing you know, somebody stabbed the hell up. Even the boxing in New Folsom. They had moved the boxing ring into where the Southerners area is, right next to right in front of 5 Block, where the what we called the patio, where it should have been a concrete yard there, shoe yard. They moved the boxing ring there, and there was nothing ever happened racial, but dudes would be all into the boxing match, like, oh, check this dude, all stabbed up. So then they said, nope, can't have that. Got to take the ring down, and then they put it back in the gym, and then they eventually just said, nope, no more boxing either, which was a damn shame. But anyways, I just wanted to share the New Folsom Super Bowl story. Surprisingly, after that incident, there was only one retaliatory strike. I never understood that. I don't want to get into what happened, but there was the Kumis rushed the Crips on the 7 Block shoe wall, and it went in between 6 and 7 Block in that little grassy area in there, and people just cannot be like, well, then again, it's prison, right? Anyways, that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the Super Bowl. If you're gonna drink responsibly. Call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a family member, have a DD. But if everybody be safe, man. And tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.